Hello, my name is Donald Sexton, and during the introduction, you found out that I served in the United States Navy, and I'm a military retiree, and been retired from the service since 2000, about August in 2003, and since then I've suffered health and financial hardship and injustice, and I have complaints and grievances of crimes and violations and exploitation, medical negligence, medical malpractice that have gone unresolved. And as I've indicated behind me, here's all of the pain relieving drugs that don't help, don't come near to relieving the pain that I experience daily, which have caused me to curse the perpetrators that that owe me big time, and an unjust system of kleptocracy and cronyism and corruption has committed forgery, has committed fraud, and basically, I mean, regardless how the interpretation of human rights violations may enter this issue, I'm going to indicate the problem. The concern is I want to illuminate people about the experiences I've had in San Diego when I was injured while riding, commuting on a bicycle, and how I was injured by a man named Tor Christian Becken, and the corrupt system of injustice allowed him to evade his responsibilities, as well as the fraud and other problems and crimes committed by the AAA and Insurance Exchange. Their cronies and their shills and their chiseling actions that were indulged and even engineered by a corrupt defense lawyer that happens to be wearing a black robe named Timothy Taylor in Department 72, where injustice lives, of the San Diego courthouse, as it is supposed to be representing the California Superior Court. I'm going to illuminate about about the infractions, not just the many means of corruption that were involved in the illegal actions, involving how he indulged breaches of the rules of the court to indulge his friends. That's out of his mouth. How he wanted me to feel guilty for actually taking action against a person that caused me injury and has resulted in, as you can see, a deformity and disfigurement. How the shills of that were hired by a Randall Kaler of a firm composed of Gilbert, Kelly, Crawley, and Jeanette. Their network of shills and shysters and chiselers, and involved Raymond Vance, a doctor that lied, that couldn't even conduct an appropriate timeline of the treatment that I tried to pursue, and even lied about me actually getting a surgery that I never received from the VA. That was also the fraud was also perpetuated by a conniving thief that dared to exploit me. Her name is Joanna Kool-Lane-Hoff, and I will explain her crimes in more detail. And as well, Naval Medical Center San Diego, when I went to the ER to try to get treatment when I was the media after being basically scraped off of the road. Or it's kind of interesting pursuing that. I was basically treated like roadkill, and eventually virtually treated like a dog being thrown a bone by Timothy Taylor and Randall Kaler. And like I said, it bothers me that I actually served in the United States Navy in defense of whatever type of terrorist threat that there is that is tries to be spun up and promoted by many types of media that there is that is called mainstream, corporate bias. And I do have an issue with corporateering. Business, not so much, as long how it depends on how it's conducted. But corporateering, I have a big issue with. Those will be other areas that I will cover. Especially how disgusts me how some can act like cheap patriots, false patriots, when I'm exploited to go and protect their interests abroad, but then I'm forsaken. People don't realize that when, look, I retired into a lower than poverty level pension. And basically, it's like I don't have any rights. And there are so many myths promoted. And it's so rife with hypocrisy, the reality from the myths that are promoted. My entitlements have eroded. My benefits, any benefits that are provided, they've been banished, but if they've ever been provided, they're unsatisfactory to negligent or absent. Medicine, it's like you'll find out how not just it's now a kind of a government supported enterprise like the VA has become, Naval Medical Center San Diego has become, other agencies that basically were founded to provide services to people like me, but they're exploitative, they're parasitic, they're kleptocracies. But as I indicated, I've got a lot of anger, righteous anger. It's got basis. Something has to be done about it. And I think that it's time that I express, and hopefully it influences others and inspires others to indicate the reality and to expose the injustice and out people that basically are protected by a dysfunctional and unjust system of corruption. It's rife with corruption. And a system that allows, that says, oh, you have to go and protect the interests of these corporateers, but then allows them to evade their just responsibilities to provide their just, that it allows them to evade their just obligations into the public revenue, whether it be by imposing taxes, which is fully a valid means to compensate me. But it seems like the hypocrisy turns around, says something about supporting people like me when you want to exploit me, but then you forsake me, and you don't understand how I am. I had a lot of community involvement and volunteerism even when I was in the Navy. I continued that when I was when I retired, but I was never provided. Then VA and the Navy has denied any type of educational assistance, but they wanted to. When I graduated from San Diego State with a degree in environmental sciences, they wanted to take credit for that. Without, they were more of an obstacle than I could have ever imagined. That just shows just part of the hypocrisy that exists there. But like I said, the VA and the military does not get enough scrutiny for how they exploit people and their negligence. And if they are relieved of their negligence, then the people that are there, even with the partnerships, like the VA in San Diego has a partnership with UCSD, perhaps Scripps in a kind of a remote way. You never know about these corporateering ties that have heisted medicine and how they exploit people. But it's it's probably not as worse anywhere than in Scam Diego, with how the VA and their partnership with UCSD disregards and exploits veterans and gets away with negligence. And it is abhorrent. It is evil. It's sinful. And when you find out how I was treated, hopefully I want support. I want remedies. I want to get my health restored. Hopefully there are some people that face the writing on the wall, that they can't get away with how they treated me without the exposure, and hopefully without penalty. But like I was inferring earlier, those people the health predators and others that are parasitic and exploitative, they don't get enough scrutiny for what they do to people like me. When you find out, upon retirement and you go through the transition period, you find out right from the beginning, oh, those are all myths. You find out what they can't do for you and the possible reality of it, and that begins your disappointment and your frustration and your battling, and and you hate to be battling people that should be there to assist you, that state their mission is to assist you. The VA says that it promotes putting veterans first. Okay, this is how I look at it. My experiences, they put veterans first, under the bus, over the cliff, in front of the train, on the chopping block. And that's, like, I can't express how disgusting that is, the hypocrisy, and how much of the reality is divergent from the myths that they promote. Okay, I'm going to transfer more of my introduction into another video. This is the second part of an introduction, and I appreciate you following this. Hopefully you can provide some support, and I don't know what's going to happen with this. I may be persecuted, but being a martyr is no problem for me. Thank you.